Hey, I'm Connie.
And I'm Connie.
And we are Bad News Travels Fast.
So let's talk about the importance of voting.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh, it's important.
Is it really?
Yes. You don't think it's important?
My vote doesn't count. It's not what people say.
They do.
My vote doesn't matter. They're going to put in who they want to. Hillary, she got the majority vote, right, for the people.
Yeah, she won the popular vote.
The popular vote. That's what it's called. She won the popular vote. And look who we've got in office. It's not her. Yeah. Not that I was a fan of hers, but...
Yeah, I think I'm tired of picking between the lesser of two evils.
Yes.
I think we need to start training our kids to get in office and to do politics. But voting is important, not just because our ancestors fought and died for us to have the opportunity to vote. But voting is also supposed to deal with saying that every person is created equal. So I'm going to pull it up really quickly.
Who's created equal?
We know we weren't created equal.
Oh, okay. We were created equal.
Right. We weren't treated equal.
Right. There you go.
We were definitely created equal. Okay. So what happened was in 1965, on August 6th, President Lyndon Johnson outlawed discriminatory voting practices that was adopted in many southern states. This was right after the Civil War, including literacy tests was a prerequisite for voting. And of course, you know, our ancestors was not taught to read. So if you couldn't read, how could you vote? So being literate was a prerequisite for you to be able to vote. So in 1965, President Lyndon Johnson said, hey, there's no prerequisite for voting. You don't have to do all these tests that weren't given to Caucasians, right? He kind of outlawed that. And then, so let's see. Then in 1975, Congress revisited the act, right? And then Congress made it permanent nationwide that you could not have you can't not have testing devices or anything like that in order to allow people to vote, because really it discriminated against African Americans.
Yes.
So why
they would ask the craziest questions?
Right. Tell them the question.
Like how many M&Ms are in this jar? You had to get the answer right.
You had to get it right. You couldn't even be close to it. Right, completely.
How many M&Ms are in this jar? That's crazy.
Right. And so it's important to vote because we need to make our voices heard. I come from the opinion that if you don't vote, you don't have a right to complain, right? No one controls the outcome of the election, but you should vote. Now, do I think that African Americans need to do other things outside of voting? Absolutely. Because we only really vote for the president. We don't vote for Congress. We don't vote for senators. We don't vote for governors. We don't vote. What am I missing?
Oh my God.
We don't vote locally.
Right.
And the Senate is really that makes a decision. The president can say all day, hey, I want to pass this. And if the Senate doesn't agree, guess what? It doesn't go forward. Right. So who really has control? The president or the Senate?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is to vote when we have those times in your city, because in your city there's questions that they might have that just pertain to your city.
Correct.
Like this judge, you might have to vote in a judge or something like that, or a senator.
Right, or for an amendment to be made because they have that in Chesterfield.
Right.
You know, whether or not, you know, if you're a veteran, you have something or whatever like that. So you need to definitely...
Oh, yeah, like the question that was on there this time was, should veterans get, was it free insurance?
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, free insurance or something like that. So, you know, there's always a question pertaining to your city, and you need to have input in that. And so if they have a question pertaining to African Americans and we don't usually vote, who's making the decision? We're not.
Right.
And then something happens and then we're like, wait, that's not fair. But you didn't vote, so you didn't even know. And I think it should be a little bit different. Like as far as, no, you're fine. As far as the news goes, you know, we're quick to put, you know, who robbed this person and all of that. But when it comes to the voting, I feel like the question should be on the news. Like, this is the question that's coming up. We need to get out and answer that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just a lot of it is ignorance. We do have to find out information.
Right. And I feel like when something's important to you, you would research it, right?
Right.
All the stuff that kind of we did in the pandemic, learning about the history of policing, learning that, what's the judge position that they're trying to get her in?
The Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court, how that's a lifetime position. Like,
right.
Who made that law?
Right.
I think there may be a limit, but anyway, that's my own personal opinion. But I think it's an opportunity to have your voice heard. Like when I went to vote on Saturday, this lady had her kids with her. I was so appreciative that you got your kids because this is something that you should do. And I know some people feel like, oh, it don't matter who they put in office. They're not going to work out. They're not going to do anything for us, right? But I don't feel like that is a license to do nothing either.
Right.
And another thing that's been controversial is the plan for Black America that Cube did, which I liked. And I'm wondering how many African Americans have even read, right? Let me tell you my pet peeve.
Okay, wait. Before you do that, where did you get it?
I Googled it.
You Googled it and it went to his website?
Yes, because I happen to watch the Red Table. Now, I like, Jada's Red Table, but I don't watch it all the time. And I'm laying in bed one day and it pop up on my feed and it's like Plan for Black America. So I listened to Q talk about it with the lawyer, with one of the NFL players and talk about what they're doing. And so I listened to the whole thing and I was like, okay. So then I pulled it up and I was like, oh, the Plan for Black America, or Cube's plan. And it popped up and I clicked on a link. And it gave me the 22-page plan for Black America.
Right. We should all be reading that.
Exactly. Because I sent it to people. And guess what the first response? Guess what the first response for some people, it wasn't you, that I sent it to. They said, it's too long. So how long we've been dealing with slavery? In 1800s, right?
Yeah.
And it got abolished later, and we're still dealing with slavery. We're still getting killed and
we're still dealing with voting rights.
Right. And so you can't read a 22-page document, but people scroll Facebook all day, reading everybody comments about nothing. We read, and I'm not against Zane books, but people read Zane books, and I bet every Zane book they read was longer than 22 pages. Yeah. Right. We read stuff that, I encourage people to read for fun, as a hobby and stuff like that. But when it's something pertaining to us, and then we're talking about how important it is and we don't like what's going on, but we won't read something that deals with us. Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And in Cube's plan, it deals with, I would say, an African American's life as a whole. Yes. Because it deals with school. It deals with prison reform. I mean, it deals with there's a wide
He deals with finances, with us having the ability to have Black banks. Yes. And for Black banks to get funding. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And so, there's an economic balance to this. And I know, my dad, our bishop, talks about that. Like, there is an aspect of economics and controlling the dollar. But we also have to do some things too and build up our communities. Right. And then learning about our history that's not taught by us and it's written by somebody else.
And not having the attitude, because you talked about building up the community, but not having the attitude that we need to be on such this high level for me to spend my money with you. You have to, jump through hoops. Like, I can't make a mistake. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Like, I remember one lady on Facebook, like, I'm in a Facebook group and it basically promotes Black business. So one lady was saying, oh yeah, I ordered such and such from them and they sent me the wrong thing, blah, blah, blah. I'm not ordering from them again. And I thought, how many times that I've ordered from Amazon and got the wrong thing? I remember ordering from Amazon and it was like, your stuff has been delivered, and the picture wasn't my house. They delivered the shoes to somebody else. Wow. And I never even got the shoes.
That's a problem.
I'm like, whose house is this? I'm like riding around like, is this in my neighborhood? Whose house is this?
Somebody probably like, some bad shoes, girl. Yeah.
So, and I'm still ordering from Amazon. How many times has there been a mistake at Walmart? Just simple stuff. And we're still going to go spend our money with them and give them grace and give them mercy.
But we
you
don't
know
do
what I'm
it for
saying?
each other.
But for each other, it's like, no, you ain't do me right this one time. I'm not spending my money with you. That is a problem. Because in our community, we need our money to keep circling.
Yeah, and that's the issue in the Black community. Our money doesn't circle. It lasts in our community, maybe, and I'm being generous with this, an hour.
Maybe an hour.
Maybe an hour.
Yeah.
But in the Jewish community, it lasts 30 days.
Yeah.
30 days. We can't even get it for an hour. Right?
Every community has a community except for African Americans. We are the only ones who don't have a community.
And it was stripped from us. And so I'm not making light of that. But my thing is, we get out, we're marching, and I think that is good. I'm not knocking anybody for marching because I have gotten out there and prayed and all of those things.
Right.
We've done it together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that we also have to find a way to get the unity and the oneness and the togetherness that we once had.
Right.
In African proverbs, it says, I am because we are.
Right.
Right?
That's right.
You know, we talked about it early growing up. You know, I'm in psychology, and they talked about how when you do assessments and tests on individuals, you can't do that because I am because we are. There is no me without we. You know what I'm saying? So when you do something individual, you're limiting me because I am because of my collective group. And of course, when we became over here as slaves, that was stripped from us on purpose, our language, right? Our practices, the way we did things. So it was taught for us to be disunified. They put the light against the dark, the old against the young. You know what I'm saying?
And when we
Male
did
against
build
female.
up a community, they set it on fire. So now is the time. I feel like we now have the power to build community again.
And we need to try to. But I think one thing that was important, that what Q did, is he wrote down something specific. We have been saying for years, we want change, we want difference.
Right.
But has anybody ever put it in writing?
No.
What we want specifically. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain.
Come on, he wrote the vision.
And made it
plain.
plain.
And I'm praying for Q. And I know he ain't no Christian, but I'm praying for him.
Right. Because we're called to pray for everybody anyway.
Absolutely. You know, and also his plan is a great plan and a great start.
It is a great start. At least he's asking. And he got with different people. Because some people are saying, like, when he become the spokesman for all Black people. Well, are you speaking up about anything?
Right.
And then he's getting a lot of backlog. They like, oh, you went and met with the Trump administration.
Well, first of all,
and all
they
of that.
keep saying he met with Trump.
And he keeps saying
did not meet with Trump.
He got on there and said
it's unfortunate that we are pushing that narrative online, you know, because it takes legs and it runs. You know what I mean? He never met with President Trump, but he did meet with their team. He also asked to meet with the Democratic team, and they didn't want to meet.
Yeah.
Not yet. They said not yet.
Yeah, they said after the election.
After the election, they'll meet with him.
Right.
But this was the perfect time. You know, they have, what do you call that when they're talking back and forth?
The debate?
The debates.
Okay.
They have the debates going. Some of that stuff could have been brought up in the debate. Like, we're talking with Ice Cube about, you know, his plan for Black America, and we like what we see. Something that might have even encouraged me to vote for Biden, because I believe 100% that not everyone is sold on him.
Right. And
then we have, you know, Kamala, who, you know, she was a prosecutor, and that's kind of worked against her as far as, you know, we've put too many Black people in prison. We put too many innocent Black people in prison, and we put Black people in prison for the dumbest of reasons. Now, every criminal, you out there murdering and doing all that mess, yes, you should be there. But there's a lot of people there who wasn't doing those things. And so she has a bad rep for being a prosecutor. Now, of course, she's saying that's one of the first things she's going to do is prison reform.
Right, but they don't have a lot of stuff specific with prison reform. And though I think that it's good that they want to work on it, and I think that it's good that Biden came up with a plan for Black America, because I haven't heard or seen one from President Trump, right? But who are you asking?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you make a plan for Black America without talking to Black America.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you know what we want? So Cube got together with several amount of people, lawyers, different people, to write the vision and make it plain. And it's a good thing. And so my thing is, it's going to take both sides. It's not going to take one person to do it. And then even on the Red Table Talk, like Cube talked about how he got with JP Morgan, who's the biggest bank in the US. And they kind of became more lenient with their rules about lending. And they lend money to a whole bunch of African Americans. And he asked them, okay, well, how many didn't pay you back? Do you know what he said?
Two. It was two.
Right. Because we know, like, if we don't pay it back, we'll do it. So it gave him the thing to see that, hey, they are trustworthy. They will pay you back. All of those things. And so they're not allowing us to kind of build and to do those things. But I think it's a conversation that needs to be had. And I think before anybody criticizes who he's talking to, right, read the plan first. And my thing is, stop criticizing people who's doing stuff when you're not doing anything.
Right. That's so true. And I think, too, that the church needs to step it up. I'll say the Black church and those churches that are advocates for Black people. I think they need to step it up in letting us know information. Like even how we're talking about we need a community and how important that is. A lot of people hear those words and they don't understand how important that is in order to build Black wealth. Like we have got to stop thinking that we need to just be an entertainer or a sports person to get this certain amount of money. You know, we really as a community should be building each other up. We have greatness inside of us and businesses inside of us. And we're not pushing that in our community. But there are other communities that push. Like if you go into the Asian community, they push becoming a doctor. They push that. Like you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer, you're going to be something. You know what I'm saying? We're pushing being an entertainer or sports person.
We're you know, and I'm not saying that's quick, but even in like the Hispanic community, right? They come over here, they open a store, right? They get on their feet and they bring the next person over here. You run that one while I go open another one.
Let me tell you, when we moved here to Virginia, we lived in an apartment, 3-bedroom apartment. And there were, what are they called? Latinos. I think they were Mexican, I think he said, but I'm not absolutely sure. So I wanted to say the correct word. They lived up under us. 15 people in one apartment that was a 2-bedroom. 15 people. What they were doing was they were doing the grass cutting, lawn care. And so they started off with one vehicle and they started doing the lawn care. Next thing you know, they had like 5 vehicles. Next thing you know, they're buying a house. Next thing you know, you go ahead and you take this business to
this city.
You two, you have these 2 vehicles, you take this to this city. You know what I'm saying? And so they built up community. I was in awe of watching the way they built their community. The process.
Yes.
Because we couldn't imagine living in a 2-bedroom with 15 people. With mats. They had like he let me look in there. They had mats because we gave them a washer and a dryer. But they had mats and they were just saying how, you know, the apartment place was very kind to them and charged them per person instead of saying they couldn't have all those people in there.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, they charged them like $200 a person per month or something like that. But I was just like amazed. Like they're reaching $1 million with these 15 people.
And guess what? Now all 15 can have their own house.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But see, that's the thing, Consuelo. It was a temporary inconvenience for a long-term gain.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And that's what I think people are missing. And so that's what it is. You know, even like, you know, all that I got going on, but I am looking at my bigger picture, right? And so I'm training my nieces and nephews. We need to buy houses. We need to get duplexes and different units and do that. And so what I want to do after I get my first one, the next one I want to get and put in one of my niece and nephew names with me on there, right? So I show them how to do it. Now they don't have to get into real estate. There's nobody saying to do all that.
Right.
But I need to give you something that's your own that you can have onto. We have to create generational wealth. And I think, and one thing I want, a lot of people are talking about it. And I think people with money also need to adopt communities. You talked about the church. Yeah, we need to adopt a community and work with everybody in this Black community and say, hey, we're going to teach you how to manage your finances. We're going to teach you how to get interviewing skills. We're going to teach you how to get jobs. We're going to teach you how to start a business. How to get your 501c3.
Great thing is that our church does a good portion of that.
We do, because we've adopted a school as well for the whole year. And,
which is a blessing.
Yeah.
But I think, too, we need to be pushing supporting each other.
Yes, because we don't.
Supporting Black business. Like, look for, because in different cities, you're not going to find a lot of Black businesses.
Right.
When I was looking for Black businesses, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like one over here and one over there. It's like, you got to drive 30 minutes that way and maybe 50 minutes that way to get. And so mostly everything I found was online.
Right.
But just the church, letting us know it's important to support each other and be patient with each other.
Right.
If you make a mistake, let me just call you up or send you an email, a nice email, not cussing you out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I got the wrong package, or you know what I'm saying? But just to help each other, because this is a time to build each other up in community.
Right. I'm looking for the app that has the Black businesses. And so they have like the Black-owned woman ecstasy shops and support. That's BuzzFeed.com. And then there's like Live Alkaline Water LLC, which is an African-American business. And he had some type of cancer or something it was, and he started drinking alkaline water and got healed. And then there is also some fine Black-owned restaurants, right? So there's different apps that we could look at. Let me see. Oh, here it is. It's right here. It's the official Black Wall Street.
Okay.
Right? Where you can look for it.
I have Black Wallet too.
Yes.
Black Wallet is one. Official Black
Wall Street. Right.
Okay, gotcha.
And so I have this app where you can look and do that. Like, we have to support each other. And we have to be able to communicate. If I don't like something you did, can I have a conversation with you? Or I just talk bad about you? Because like you said, with Walmart or whatever, we've had our bad experiences there.
And we're going right back there the next day.
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
And one thing too about the apps too, like I know for Black Wallet, if you have a business, you can put your information in there, so you can let us know that you're in Virginia or you're in Pennsylvania or wherever, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of apps where you can put your information, if you're a Black business, you can put your information in there, and then more people are learning about it. Yeah.
Right. And but we do need to work on our hospitality, because sometimes we're not as hospitable. We not sometimes. And I know you can have a bad day and all of that, but guess what? I don't have anything to do with your bad day.
Right.
And so I think we need to also work on that. And even as a professor, like, I have to often teach my students, because like sometimes when they email me, you're like, hi, I got an F, but I sent you my assignment. Who are you talking to? So I had to literally type up something that says how you write a professional email. Greet me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi is what you do with friends. We're not friends, right?
Okay.
Or I use greetings. I'll say, greetings, so-and-so. I trust that your day is well. I hope your week was good, right? And this is a challenge that I'm having. One, you have an F because you emailed me your assignment and you were supposed to upload it.
Oh, snap.
So the F you have is because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. And you're not even asking me. You like, I got an F, but I sent it to you. So you need to ask me a question. Hey, I realized that I had an F on this assignment. I know I was supposed to upload it and I didn't, but I remember talking to you.
Or what did I do wrong?
Right. Or I remember talking to you and you said it was okay for me to email it. Just wanted to follow up to see if you've gotten to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Right? And so I had to create something because they didn't do that. They like, I did. I said hi.
Too, and I think too, because of just brainwashing culturally and through school, like I had to talk to my son because he's on different basketball teams. To me, it looked like he was showing more respect to the Caucasian coach than he was showing to the Black coach. And I'm like, why are you, it seems like you're giving more respect over here to the Caucasian coach than you are to this coach over here. Like, you're more quick to get an attitude at what this coach is saying. And we need to talk about that. You know, because first of all, I taught you to show respect to all authority in leadership, first of all. But why am I noticing a difference that you're showing more respect over here? You know, and possibly, you know, I was thinking about that. It's because he was taught that in school. To show more respect to the Caucasian than to show to his own race. You know, and so I think we have to have those conversations.
And that's good, because that starts with learning starts at home. Right? We can't send our kids to school and expect the only learning to happen. One great thing my sister does, and it seems like, oh, she's so like crazy. My nephews and nieces feel like she's so hard. But over the summer, my sister will buy books, so they're reading over the summer, and they have homework. They're into the arts, dancing, boxing, music, all of those things, because she thinks that's important. So they are always in a mode of learning. She sends them articles and sends it to me, and we have conversations about it. Now my niece is 13. You know, she had them watch the Exonerated Five. So, or When They See Us, so we can have discussions about these things. This is when learning happens at home, where I'm not just expecting it's something that happens in school. But a lot of times, you know, the African American family, like, they're working 2 and 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have the time.
It's difficult.
Right. And so that's why mentorship is important.
Make time. Yes, mentorship is very important as well. But you definitely have to make the time to spend with your family, even if it's just 1 hour a day. You know, like, even, I mean, we spent 2 minutes on our Black History moment today. We do a Black History moment every Sunday after church. So everybody goes to their specific places. You know, we go to church. My son's having basketball conferences right now. So like today we went to the basketball conference, but we all come together to eat together. We talk about what we learned in the Word of God. And then we do a Black History moment. And then sometimes too, if we need to have discussion, we check, is everybody okay mentally, emotionally, and does anybody need anything, or do we need prayer for anything? Those things, they don't last all day. You know, our Black History moment was like maybe 3 minutes at the most we discussed.
But you make time for what you want. So that's the thing that's important, right? Because we make time for a lot of things. We make time to scroll Facebook. We make time to search Instagram. We make time to do everything that we want to do. So when we can't, but we don't have time to cook. We don't have time to go to the gym or whatever. I find that if you don't want to do it, any reason will do.
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think we need to start putting our mouths, to, action to our words. And that was my thing. I don't want you to complain to me about what's going on in Black America if you're not doing anything about it. So yes, I did vote early already, but I learned about things when our governor had a meeting about racial and discrimination and stuff. I got on the call so I could see what he's talking about. Right. So I'm getting involved. I'm learning things. I'm going to the meeting so I can let my voice be heard. I'm presenting at conferences about, even in education as a doctorate student, you know what I'm saying? At the same time to talk about, hey, this is what's going on. This is what's in the textbook. This is what we don't really talk about.
And one great thing about virtual learning is that we are learning more stuff. So like even with the school, all their meetings and stuff be virtual. So I get to experience that instead of having to be somewhere when I might not have the time. Because I'm steady watching the school board meeting while I'm driving in the car from work. So that's one of the things I appreciate about the virtual learning. I was also on the call for the governor to find out, what was going on and what they thought, because I guess they wanted to also address Black Lives Matter and all that kind of stuff. So that it's always good to know what you're under and what you're dealing with.
And what rules and laws are being passed that affect us, and how do we work at changing them? Guys, you have to understand that this is going to be a fight. Like nobody's going to lay down and change stuff that's been systematically set up for years and years, decades, centuries, to oppress you. And you think that doing it 1 time, 2 times is going to get the work done. And so like I think when we were talking about the whole situation with Cube, he's going to be attacked when he's trying to do something.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think he's fit for it. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, like you, I am praying for him. And I think we need to stop putting our mouths on each other. Read the plan. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that Bishop Jake said that I love so much, even when he did the conversation with the police and conversations with Caucasian pastors about what's going on and stuff like that, he said everybody needs to use their area of influence.
Yes.
So if D.L. Hughley felt like that President Trump only meets with celebrities and people like that, then y'all need to go meet with him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that's what you feel like. Everybody uses, this is our area of influence, our podcast, the people we have influence, our mentees, those who are my friends, my community and stuff like that. That's our area of influence. So this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So you use your area of influence, you get information, you bring it. So go vote, right? You know, you may not like either candidates. You might like one more than the other, but to not vote is not okay either.
Right. It's not.
Right. And so, okay, I voted. Now, what's the next thing I need to do to help my community?
Yes.
How do I need to bring up my generation? How do I need to affect the young ones, you know, that are younger than me coming up? What can I do in my community on my own level? You know, I feel like the people that are African American that do have a lot of money, adopt a community and build it up and work with people. You know what I'm saying? So the people who don't have the money, who's working on getting it, there is some, you know what I'm saying? There's a relationship. There is some community. There's some coming together where we can work together to do this. So I think everybody needs to. You need to stay informed. Whatever you're passionate about, learn about it.
Yeah.
Like they got continuing education credits for every profession. If you're in finance, if you're in psychology, if you're a doctor, so that you can stay up to date on what's going on. Do we need to have that for African Americans? You know what I'm saying? We're continually learning about who we are. This doesn't knock anybody else, but I need to know about who I am and what's affecting and what's important in the areas that I say I'm passionate about. Absolutely. Because if you're passionate about it, nobody should have to convince you to do it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying? Like if you heard about it, you know what I'm saying? Because I sent it to a couple of people and I think it made me so upset when they was like, it's long, so why don't you just tell me what it says? I said, no, you choose to read it or you don't.
Right.
I'm not going to, but you call me and you are frustrated about what's going on, but you can't read a 22-page document.
Right.
Come on. And I think, I'll tell you this and then we can stop. My mom used to have a Chris Rock CD, and he was just telling jokes and stuff. It's a little vulgar now. But one thing he said, he was like, yo, if you want to hide your money, put it in your books.
Right.
Because we don't read. Right? And we are upset about things like that. But now today, with college educated women and men that I could send a document to that's 22 pages, right? Yeah. And the thing about it was, Connie, I didn't say read it right now.
Right.
They was like, oh, I didn't have time. I didn't say read the document today in 5 minutes.
Right.
I just said here, check this out. So my thing was check it out when you did have time. Like I read a couple pages. I was like, let me digest this because it was full. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, well, I ain't have time to, right? You didn't make the time to.
Right.
But you're still struggling.
Right. You still got time to scroll.
Right. And I
read all the comments.
I'm all the way in school and all the way work full time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I read every single day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I understand. And sometimes I have to work on me not to be so, because I have less tolerance for people when I got a lot going on and you got one thing and you complaining.
Right. Right.
The compassion's gone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh gosh, let me get some empathy. So the first time I'm like, oh no, it seems like a lot you could do it. And then you come back again.
Right.
So I need prayer.
No, I get it. I get it 100%. So yeah. But anyway, we thank you so much for joining us. Yes. Please go out and vote. And what is our Black business we're showcasing?
Yep.
So our Black business shout out is Mr. G Imports, located in Regency Square. This is actually a dress.
Yes, I have it folded. I have it in black.
It's so cute. It goes all the way to the floor.
Yeah, it's
like so cute. And it has a split in it, right?
Yes, it has a split in it. So they have different styles, but it's really, really cute.
Yeah. Mr. G Imports, located in Regency Square. This is in Richmond, Virginia. So if you're not in Richmond, I'm sorry.
Right. And they sell clothing.
Yeah, they sell a variety of things. This is a black soap, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is their black soap and my daughter loves it. So it looks like a brick, but she loves it for her skin.
Yeah, 3 months on that.
Also, I got a scarf from there that has a matching mask, but I can't find the mask. So, but I wanted to just do a quick hair wrap A lot of times people ask me, I wear head wraps all the time, and people ask me, how do you do that? And they think it's so hard, but it's like super easy.
Yeah, because I don't know how to do it, so I guess I'm
going to show you really quickly. Okay. So this is like long. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like long, like rectangular shape. Mm-hmm. So watch. Okay, I'm just putting this on my edge, taking it around, like a scarf, right?
Your hair gets stuck in it too.
Oh, is it? Okay. And I'm bringing it around. So we have the two pieces. Mm-hmm. I know my hair is probably
the skin stuck in it.
Sticking. Okay. So I'm making a bow, right? I'm gonna tie it one more time. And then literally you can just like, how does that look?
Right, it's cute.
That was like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe
you just
10
need a
seconds.
mirror just to keep her hair.
Yeah, of course you gotta fix the hair and stuff like that. And of course, I'm not looking in the mirror, I'm looking in the camera.
Right.
So, but just a quick little easy wrap. And then sometimes too, like, I like to do this actually. Just twist it. And then, like that.
Okay. Makes like a different shape.
Yeah, it makes like a different shape. You can make a bow or whatever. But anyway, I just thought of that. But anyway, Mr. G's Imports for our Black business shout out. Please follow us on YouTube
and
Instagram
at bntf.podcast.
Yes. And also, please like, comment, share, subscribe. We need subscribers to make this successful. Right. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Please, please, please put a comment in the bottom. Right. We want to know how you feel about voting. All right.
Yes, and also continue to send questions. We've had a good amount of questions. Continue to send questions as they arise.
And you can send hard questions.
Right. Yeah, we love
if
challenges.
You think it's cool. Right. If we don't know the answer, we'll just tell you we have no idea.
We'll research it. We'll find.
Yeah, we'll try to find something.
Right. So go vote. You can do early voting up until October 31st, and then everybody has to vote on November 3rd. So go out and vote. Let your voice be heard. Figure out what else you need to do. Find out where your voice and passion is and how you can help your community and how you can help those who are same nationality as you.
Absolutely. All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.